Is it better to live in Camas or Ridgefield, Washington? Hey, welcome back to the Living in Vancouver and Camas, Washington YouTube channel. I'm your host, Hannah Dubyne with Dubyne Realty Group, and I'm glad you're here today because we're talking about a question we get all the time, which is Camas versus Ridgefield. Which one should I live in? Which one should I move to? The two cities are often compared because they have a lot of similarities and they've both become hot spots to live, I would say the last 10 years in Clark County. So we're going to break down some of the commonly asked questions today and hopefully give you some clarity. By the way, if you're new here, don't forget to sign up for Weekend Happenings with Hannah, our weekly email newsletter. We'll have it down below in the description. We find the best 3 to 5 local events for you guys every week, and we promise we won't spam you with other stuff. Question number 1, which city has less traffic? I would say overall, both are really not too bad. However, I think you're going to encounter a little bit more traffic if you live in Ridgefield. A couple reasons why. First is that Ridgefield has a lot of road work going on right now because they're in major expansion mode. So you're going to have some detours you're going to have to take. And also because Ridgefield is along the I-5 corridor, the only real ways to get in and out of Ridgefield practically are going to be on the freeway exits. So there's 3 main freeway exits. The one that goes right into Ridgefield is Pioneer Street. That's the one that most people take. And then below that we have 219th. And then you can even take the 179th exit, which would be the very, very bottom of Ridgefield. And you need to go through the rural area to then get into the city. But those are really the 3 main exits. So things can clog up if there's ever an issue at one of those exits. Also, if you live in Ridgefield and you go to Portland often for work or for leisure, you're just going to encounter more traffic because you're further away. It's going to be more like a 25-minute drive versus if you live in Camas, more like 15 minutes, if that. When you live in Camas, there's multiple ways you can get into Camas. You can get into it from anywhere in Washougal. You can get into it anywhere from East Vancouver. You can also take the exits on the 14, the one that goes right into 6, the downtown. So there's kind of more options. Which city is more established? Well, both have been around for a long time. Ridgefield was incorporated in 1909, but Camas was incorporated in 1906. Camas definitely has a stronger base, and they've been more of a powerhouse for a longer amount of time. Camas always has more people living in it than Ridgefield, and I would suspect it's going to continue to stay like that. Of course, things could change, but I think Camas will probably always have more folks than Ridgefield. Right now, the population in Ridgefield is about 15,000, and the population in Camas is about 27,000. Also, the roots of Camas go back before 1906. The paper mill in Camas opened around 1883, and so it's really been there for a while. Which city is growing quicker? Well, on a percentage basis, Ridgefield is definitely growing and developing quicker. Ridgefield is very permit happy, and they are adding lots of housing and commercial development. This is especially evident right now. I'm filming this video in 2025. As you go down Pioneer Street, first of all, there's a huge road expansion project happening there. It's been going on for, I want to say, about a year now. And a whole bunch of development by I-5. Those are commercial spaces. In-N-Out Burger just went in and opened up. And yeah, it's just very apparent all that's happening in Ridgefield. Now, Camas is also growing and expanding quite a lot. If you watched our video on the North Shore development, you'll see what those plans are for that part of town. Basically, City of Camas looked at the people coming in and said, hey, more people want to move here. We've got to make room for them. We've got to have schools and infrastructure. So we're going to need to expand. And they created a long-term plan for the North Shore development, which is going to include everything: apartments, single-family homes, schools, parks, commercial, light industrial, new roads, new bike paths, walking paths, a little bit of everything. Which city has more affordable housing? Well, I pulled the median home sale prices for you guys for the last 3 months. I'm filming this video around end of 2025. These median sale prices are for single family homes, so they're detached, not touching walls with anyone else. Right now in Ridgefield, the median home sale price is $705 and the average home sale price is $783. In Camas, the median sale price is $863 and the average sale price is $923. It's worth noting both of these median and I guess the average home sale prices are above the average and the median for Clark County. I look at the median a lot of times because the median is the middle number and the average number gets pulled up by, if there was a $2 million or a $3 million sale, that really skews the numbers. So that's why we like looking at median. but my mind always wants to say average. 705 versus 863 in terms of median sale price, that's a pretty big difference. Both of these are still really pretty high sale prices for our area, but 705 is gonna be a lot more attainable for people than 863. Which leads into the next question we get all the time: which housing market will appreciate better? Well, I don't have a crystal ball for the future, so it's hard for me or anyone to say exactly, but we can look back and see what's happened in the past. So I pulled these numbers for you guys directly from the MLS here and just crunched this data the other day, made a nice little table. Let's look at the median home sale price in both these communities, and we'll also compare it to Clark County in 2020, and let's look at the median sale price for 2025. So I'm just reading off my table here. In Ridgefield, the 2020 median sale price for a single family home was $466. It's crazy. I wish we could go back to those days. And today the median home sale price for a single family home is $705, as I just shared with you guys. So that makes for a 51.3% increase in those 5 years. In Camas in 2020 it was $535, and today it's $863. That's a 61.3% change in 5 years. And as our kind of control variable, we've got the Clark County numbers. The 2020 median home sale price was $425. Wow. And the 2025 median home sale price is $590 today. And that makes for a 38.9% change in 5 years. So you can see Ridgefield and Camas both outperformed our overall market in Clark County, which is great. If you invested in either of those markets before really 2021, you're in a super good spot. You can see that Camas did appreciate 10% additional over what Ridgefield did. And I think that this trend is probably going to continue, where both markets are going to do very well for appreciation, but Camas is probably going to edge out Ridgefield, in large part just due to the fact that it's already established, it has a lake, it's already got a reputation, it's got really nice schools that people love, it's got that super close-in location close to the river, and Ridgefield just doesn't have those things right now. Which city has a better community? Well, I think this is a very subjective question, so I would be unwise to just come out and say one is better than the other, but it really depends on what you're looking for. As I've already shared, Camas is a more established community. It's been around for a longer amount of time. Very strong sense of community there. Almost everyone says that who comes here, regardless of what they're into, their background, etc. Downtown Camas Association has played a great role in making downtown Camas a fun and lively spot to be. There's always lots of events down there. Great spot to raise kids. Of course, if you don't have kids, you're also welcome in Camas as well. And I think everyone has a spot in Camas. Ridgefield also, I find, has a lot of town pride. They really love their 4th of July parade in the summer, and they do a lot of summer fun events, concerts, and movies in the park. I do find people like the schools. The schools are a little full right now, so that is a downside of Ridgefield. If you want your kids to go to the public school up there, just be sure you look into that before you make a move. Which city has better nature opportunities? Well, I would say they both have really great nature to enjoy. They're just going to be a little bit different from one another. In Camas, we have Lacamas Lake, Round Lake. We're really close to the Columbia River, so if you love to boat or jet ski or really anything on the water, this might be a good spot for you. Up in Ridgefield, we have the Ridgefield National Wildlife Preserve, which is a huge hit. We also have Lake River. We've got the waterfront over there, and we have the Paradise Point Environmental Park, which is being developed and built right now, which is very exciting. Well, those are the main questions I wanted to cover for you guys today on living in Ridgefield versus living in Camas. We serve a ton of clients in both these communities, and oftentimes they are down to just these two. And sometimes what it comes down to is Ridgefield has more new construction options at a more attainable price. It's harder to get in under the $1 million mark for new construction in Camas, but in Ridgefield, there's lots of great options. If you or someone you know is looking for professional help buying or selling a home in Vancouver, Ridgefield, Camas, or Clark County, Washington, myself and my team at Dubyne Realty Group would love to serve you. Our contact information is down below in the description. Send us an email or text today, and we can't wait to see you again soon. Bye.